Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. How the live-action Lion King sequel that is a prequel to Mufasa, Disney made the biggest mistake ever because they justified the actions of Scar. How the heck do you do that? I mean, you don't justify the actions of the villain. You just don't. But this is their biggest blunder and everything. So, let's just recap real fast in case for whatever reason you was living under a rock for the past 40 years and don't know what the animated Lion King is. Scar is the younger brother of Mufasa. Mufasa and Scar are part of the royal bloodline. Scar is like the antagonist, he's the villain, he's angry, he wants to be king, but Mufasa is king. So, what does he do? He kills his brother. He tries to kill his nephew, who is supposed to take over the royal bloodline, and who's supposed to be like the king of the jungle and everything. And so that attempt failed, but then when Simba ran away and got older and came back, they fought. And Scar died, and then Simba became the king of the jungle. Alright, so you caught up in everything, right? And okay, so Scar was wrong for what he did. He literally tried to do what so many other royals have done in the past and everything. Trying to kill their older brother just so they can be king and stuff. Or a cousin or like whatever. Now, in traditional royal bloodline, if the younger to-be king person is, well, young, then like the older brother or probably like, the sister, but mostly just the brother, will take over until the young king is of age. Here's the problem with the live-action Lion King. The first live-action Lion King did exactly what the animated movie did. Alright, no justification right there, you know what I'm saying? However, now it has been revealed that Mufasa in the prequel is actually an orphan. And that right there is the hugest blunder Disney has made to this franchise. Because of the simple fact, Mufasa and Simba are illegitimate in everything. They are not part of the royal bloodline, and I'm assuming Scar is, since there's been no notification that Scar is an orphan himself. And so, like in the live action, like I said before, it played out just like in the animated movie. Scar is jealous, he kills Mufasa, and then, he fights Simba when he gets older and everything, and he dies. But now, because of this revelation and everything, it is proven that Mufasa is illegitimate and everything. He was not part of the royal bloodline. Therefore, he should not even take up the crown. It should technically be Scar. So, just like, see, the Lion King takes its royal rules and everything from the real, human royals of, the world and everything. And, well, if you are the actual king and somebody in your bloodline or an imposter tries to usurp your throne and everything, that is treason. And it's treason by death. Unless the king wants to have sympathy and just throw you in a dungeon or make you a servant. But for the most part, they are executed because treason, by death and everything. So technically, Scar was doing what he was supposed to and everything. He's the true king of the jungle, and Mufasa is illegitimate. Mufasa took the crown, and that is treason. Then he made his son the king, which is also treason. So Disney in their live action remake has literally justified the villain's action of killing both Mufasa and attempting to kill Simba. How the heck do you do that? And I'll tell you how. It is because they wanted to have inclusion of like, you know, what it's like to be adopted and an orphan and stuff like that. That is totally fine. I don't have a problem with that. But the problem I do have with that is that they have now done this twice. They did it in the live action Little Mermaid with Prince Eric, and now they did it in The Lion King. Prince Eric is an orphan and everything. That is not his real parents. But they made him part of the royal bloodline, so if something happens to them, he will take over. And the only problem, I do mean the only problem I have with both this and Mufasa is that if you want to have an orphan in your movie, don't make them part of the royal bloodline. Because of the simple fact, when they do take over, they're technically illegitimate and everything. And that was rarely done back in the day. Like back in like, you know, real life and everything, you'll have like a king for whatever reason, like, you know, taking a child that's not theirs if they're a male because for whatever reason they don't have no male heirs and they want to continue the bloodline. It's very rare, but they do it. And then of course, you know, the church was like, oh no, we can't have this and everything. You can take them in as your child, but they will not take the throne and everything. And then somebody like one of their cousins will take like, you know, the throne. And like I said before, I get it. They want to have inclusion. That's what Disney does now and stuff. And that's totally fine. I'm all for inclusion and everything. I'm all for them wanting to tell the story of like an orphan and like this and that and stuff like that. The only problem, like I said, with all that is like, why do it to the royal bloodline? That don't make no sense. It makes whoever takes the crown illegitimate and everything. And it now justifies the actions of what Scar did. He was literally just doing what he is taught to do when somebody is treasonous and everything. And this is so jacked up. This is why I never, well, this is another reason why I just never wanted a Mufasa movie. One, I love the animated Lion King movie and the sequel that came out, Simba's Pride. If they was gonna make a live action movie, make Simba's Pride, which they kinda are in this Mufasa movie. Simba's daughter is gonna be in this movie, and he's gonna tell the story of his father and everything, or Rafifi is, or whatever his name is, the monkey dude. He's gonna tell the story of Kiara's like grandfather and everything. So it's like, okay, I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to have that cake and eat it too. Instead of making Simba's Pride, they're just going to have like this insertion of Kiara and everything. And they're going to tell the story of Mufasa and how he was an orphan. And I never wanted a sequel to this because the first live action movie, while I love it, was faithful to the animation. They had no expression on their faces. They look dull, they look boring, they look soulless and everything. And I see they're trying to put a little bit of like emotion in their faces, but not much. And it's just kind of like, why would you rewrite this story to make him an orphan and everything? Because of the simple fact, he is not the true king. Scar is. So sadly, yes. Scar's action in the live action movie only are justified and everything. I don't understand Disney. It's like the source material is right there. It's right there. It's like what they did with Pinocchio. Instead of getting drunk on like beer and smoking cigarettes, Pinocchio didn't want to drink root beer, which is a soda that has no alcohol. And he's like, and everything. I'm just like, how the heck you supposed to get drunk off root beer? What is Disney doing? I don't get this. Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about